So clearly, things are escalating in Ukraine. There's no denying that. There is talk of nuclear weapons and mobilization. Makes you wonder, what happened to good old diplomacy? Is there anyone even interested in peace anymore, or the idea of peace? Well, I can say one person says he is definitely interested in peace, Elon Musk. On paper, he is a business magnate and investor. He is the CEO of Tesla Motors. But in practice, he tries to do a lot more. You will hear Elon Musk talking about gender politics, about American elections, there's more, even about the end of the world. But this time, Musk is talking geopolitics. He posted this peace plan, I repeat, for the war in Ukraine. First things first, it was unsolicited. Nobody asked him to present this plan. But then again, that's Elon Musk for you, isn't it? His peace proposal has 4 crucial steps. Step 1, redo the much talked about referendums in annexed Ukrainian regions under UN supervision. So if the people reject Russia, their soldiers must leave. That's what Elon Musk suggests. Step 2, Crimea is formally recognized as part of Russia. Step 3, restore water supply to the Crimean Peninsula. And step 4, Ukraine remains neutral, meaning it will not try to join NATO. A controversial peace plan, so to speak. By the way, this wasn't just a proposal, it was a Twitter poll. As always, Elon Musk wanted his millions of followers to approve or reject his plan. So what's the verdict? Last we checked, 40% of the people had said yes. They supported his peace plan. However, 60% of the people rejected it. And now Elon Musk, as we know, isn't the kind of guy who takes failures well. So guess what he did? Another poll naturally. This time he asked just one question. Should the will of the people in Donbass and Crimea decide whether they join Russia or Ukraine? 58% said yes and 42% said no. Interestingly, even Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky weighed in. He reacted to this. The president had a poll of his own. Which Elon Musk do you like? The one who supports Ukraine or the one who supports Russia, he asked. 79% people said the former, the Elon Musk who supports Ukraine. In the past, Musk has given statements against the war. His Starlink services have boosted internet connectivity in Ukraine. But this so-called peace plan has ruffled some feathers. Why is that? Because broadly speaking, this is what Russia wants: Crimea, neutrality, and Donbass. And under Elon Musk's proposed plan, Russia gets most of them, most of its demands. Which now brings us to the plan itself. What exactly is the thought process behind it? Again, let's go back to his Twitter barrage. Let me quote from his clarification now. This is highly likely to be the outcome in the end, just a question of how many die before then. That's what Elon Musk says. He goes on. Russia has 3 times the population of Ukraine, so victory for Ukraine is unlikely in total war. He adds, if you care about the people of Ukraine, seek peace. Now you can imagine how Ukrainians responded to this statement. Their army is making considerable progress on the ground. They are pushing Russian forces to the brink. So needless to say, Ukrainians are not too happy. They feel that Elon Musk is pushing Russian propaganda. We will get to his vested interests in just a minute, but first, let's dissect his so-called peace plan. First things first, how useful is it? I would say it is equal parts practical and equal parts impractical. I say practical because he's right about one thing. The war can only end in 2 ways: with an outright Russian victory or with concessions from Ukraine. No surprises there. The idea that Kiev can defeat a nuclear power is wishful thinking. Experts and analysts have said the same. So on that point, Musk is right. Why sacrifice thousands of soldiers just to delay the same outcome? And now, let me highlight the impractical bit. Let me pull up Elon Musk's tweet again for all of you to see. Take a look at point number 1. Russia leaves if that is the will of the people. Musk wants Russian soldiers to leave the annexed regions if the people vote for it. I wonder why none of us thought of that. Just make the Russians leave. Easy, easy. The war ends right there, right? If Vladimir Putin was concerned about the UN Charter or laws, he wouldn't have invaded in the first place. Russia would never agree to a UN-supervised referendum. Even if they did, they would never, quote-unquote, leave if the results are against them. So in that sense, Elon Musk's peace plan is a non-starter. It requires all parties to agree and work under the United Nations. And let's be honest, if that was so simple, there would not have been a war in the first place. But then again, why are we surprised? Political scientists have never launched a rocket into space. So why would Elon Musk draw up a good peace plan? The fact is, this is a classic PR strategy, a nice and simple way to stay in the news. Just think about it. Every news agency in the world has covered this story today. And right now, we're also talking about it on primetime news. So clearly, the strategy has worked. Now, as for the details of his proposal, let's make one thing clear. This is a plan that Ukraine will never agree to. Russia may milk it for propaganda alone, but they will never just leave Donbass and Crimea, as Musk says. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.